It's the way to go. Eat a fig, not a pig. Let your kindness show. If it's your wig or a jig or a swig, do you dig? Big. It's the way to go. It's Big Fat Vegan Radio.
When something's fat, there's a lot to show. It's gotta be fat to help the movement grow. Making fat loud chat that won't be flat. It's that. And here's our show. It's Big Fat Vegan Radio.
I've just got that vegan glow, like a drag queen calling Patrick Goudreau. I'm a YouTube vegan cooking up good eating. Veganism makes me glow. It's Big Fat Vegan Radio.
All right, vegans, all together now. When something's fat, there's a lot to show. It's gotta be fat to help the movement grow. Making fat loud chat that won't be flat. It's that.
It's the way to go.
It's Big Fat Vegan Radio.
Hey everyone, welcome to Big Fat Vegan Radio. We're podcasting from New York. Why am I talking to them like they're kids? Hey everyone, welcome to Big Fat Vegan Radio. We're podcasting from New York City
and San Francisco
to discuss veganism in all its glory. I'm here with Laura Yaz, vegan writer and entertainment know-it-all.
And I'm here with Ben Strothman, otherwise known as Honey LeBronx, everyone's favorite vegan drag queen.
You can check us out on Twitter and Facebook by searching for Big Fat Vegan Radio.
And you can follow along with our show notes at bigfatveganradio.com.
We've got a great show today, so let's get to it. Hey, Laura.
Hi, Ben. How are you?
I'm itchy.
Do you need a cream?
I'm actually not itchy. I just like that answer.
Okay.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Everyone knows by now I don't like the way I sit when I record this podcast. So if I'm speaking and podcast listeners are listening, it means I'm in pain. Because I'm old and I'm young at heart, but I'm old at knees. You know what I mean?
Yeah, old in body.
Yeah.
So how are things? What'd you have for dinner last night?
Things are good, and for dinner last night, that's a hard question to answer. Do you mean, what did I eat for the meal during which most people will be sitting down for dinner? Or what did I have as my last meal of the day? Because I went to bed at about 8:30 in the morning last night.
How about whichever one is more interesting?
No, I went to bed at like 10:30 in the morning last night.
Everyone, you're getting you gotta pull the curtain back, Ben, because once people start to learn about your sleeping habits, it gets real fucking creepy.
Yeah, I feel like people's reaction to me is always instant concern. Like,
yeah, it's worrisome.
Are you okay? I've been like this though since I was like in high school. I don't know. I don't think sleeping is all that clever.
No, I'm used to it now, but you're going to disturb some listeners.
Well, let me just make it a simple answer. For dinner, when the rest of the world was eating dinner, I went to Whole Foods with some friends, and I had the vegan chicken salad and a split pea soup. And I had a spelt chocolate peanut butter brownie for dessert.
Ooh.
Not because I wanted it to be spelt. That was just the option. And I feel like spelt should be the name for like a contraceptive because it's just not a sexy name.
It is a harsh word.
That spelt brownie. I love sand. You know. I mean, I'm not gluten intolerant, so whatever. I mean, I realize there's a purpose for that, but it was an okay brownie. But whatever.
Yeah, you know what I used to love? The chef at the Maritime used to make a salad or a soup, and it had like spelt berries in it. Like little they were good. I don't know what they were. They were like little nuggets of spelt.
Yeah,
they were good.
My mom used to make a little like salad kind of thing, and she had wheat berries in it. It was like a wheat berry salad.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
They give you like a nice little burst in the mouth, like a little like they pop you in your mouth like Chris Brown.
Yeah,
Oh.
Or Sean Penn, or Michael Fatsenberger, or...
Yeah, the list goes on and
women?
on.
It's a long list.
It's the Chris Brown salad.
Yeah. Who else hits women? Seriously, it's a long list.
Wow.
Oh, Alec Baldwin, Charlie Sheen.
Alec Baldwin hits women?
Huh?
God.
Or, well, he's, anyone who's been... I'm just basically saying anyone who's been... had, like domestic violence allegations.
Oh, yeah. So allegedly.
Same thing. I just feel like Chris Brown really carries the brunt of that, and it's a long list of disgusting men, and we should celebrate all of them, really.
We should spread it around equally, you know.
Not that I like Chris Brown at all. I'd like to hit him in the mouth myself.
Yeah, exactly. No. I don't know how we went from vegetarian split pea soup to popping Rihanna in the mouth.
It's you.
Wheat
You
berries.
are the one that brought it up.
I brought it up.
But it's also,
you
know what, it's on the celeb buzz radar right now.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Something happened.
This is that part of the podcast where as Ben's talking, he's wondering in his head, like, am I going to leave that in or am I going to take it out?
Yeah. I bet you do that so much while we're recording.
Oh my
I do
God.
it too. I'm like, I wonder if this is... But there's so many times that I'm like, oh, that's not going to be in there. And then I listen to the show and I'm like, oh, it's there.
Yeah. I had a talk with my mom today about censoring myself, and I was Madonna in Truth or Dare. I was like, my artistic integrita, I will not be censored. I am a graphic person. I've spent my whole life censoring myself, and yeah.
You can't stop me. I am going to be me.
And then I realized that I basically spent the whole conversation just yelling at my mom on the phone, and I could hear it. I had to ask a friend of mine, I'm like, do I call her back right away? He's like, give it 24 hours. But I owe her an apology because at the end of the phone call, I heard in her voice that she sounded drained of energy in a way that happens when you're like, my feelings have taken a beating.
I know what you're talking about. I do the same thing with my mom. I think that people do that with moms because we feel like they can handle all our emotions. Give it to mom, you know.
You know what it was? I was expecting to be afforded an opportunity to vent. And I did. But when I think she just needed to do the same, I didn't recognize that. And I was like, nope. Like I started refuting everything she said rather than letting her just say her piece and get it off her chest. And then it was time to hang up. And she's like, well, I guess I'm just... I guess I'll talk to you later. I'm like, no, mom, before you hang up. I feel like I just spent the last 40 minutes yelling at you, and it was never my intention to hurt your feelings. But there's no apology like the apology done on the air on your own internet radio show.
To Ben's mom.
Susie, sorry that your son is such a dick sometimes, and
we love you, Susie.
We love Susie, and yeah, even if Ben's not always.
Thanks for putting up with your crazy son.
Yeah, sometimes it just takes a Laura to say it, you know.
Don't worry, she knows you. She loves you.
Get me out of this, Laura. What did you have for dinner last night?
Okay, what was yesterday? Tuesday. Shoot, I don't even know. I had a container of hummus and celery and carrots and broccoli and tomatoes and cucumbers. That's so boring.
It is so boring. Well, it's not boring, depending on how the listener's imagination works. Because my listening imagination, I just pictured the container of hummus. I'm like, was this a finger situation or a spoon situation? Were you sliding down a wall, crying while you're eating it? Like, that just sounds like... I don't remember what, but I saw this movie once where this depressed woman is sitting there reading a sad book, eating a jar of peanut butter just off her fingers.
Oh, I love to eat peanut butter straight from the jar. The other thing I love to eat from the jar now is that cookie butter from Trader Joe's. And I know I'm just giving myself clogged arteries, but I don't care. I just don't care.
Can't clog your arteries. There's no cholesterol in it.
There's oil in it.
Doesn't clog your arteries,
really?
does it?
Are my arteries
only
safe?
cholesterol does that, I think. I don't know. I am not a doctor.
You know what? Me neither.
I've only played one in an off Broadway musical.
Yeah, I guess it's mostly just sugar and wheat. The cookie butter.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. La, 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 la. Mm-hmm. I have the jar right now, listeners. I'm holding it.
And I have the pleasure. I have the pleasure of watching Laura kind of fillet a bottle of peanut butter.
Cookie butter. Don't get it twisted.
Of cookie butter. Wait, do that one more time for me. And this is that part where, while you're doing that, I just do it one more time for me. Just that. I don't know if I caught that quite, but I just took 3 screen snapshots, and those pictures will be posted on our Facebook wall. No, that could be considered demeaning to women. I won't do it. I won't do it.
It's my fault. I'm
kidding.
having a deep personal relationship with this jar.
Well, also, your tongue is not clearly visible in any of the 3 pictures because my timing sucked. So it's really... You know what? I'll let you post that picture in your own time, in your own way. Go ahead and eat peanut butter while we're recording. It's fine.
Cookie butter!
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh, peanut butter. I can't get it straight, can I?
Sorry I didn't have a more interesting meal last night. I just bought a veggie tray and then ate a whole thing of hummus.
We were going to record on Sunday night.
I know, and I had eaten something kind of interesting on Saturday.
I know, I gotta start, planning my meals before. So I'm like, well, first I started with a candelabra. And then I got dressed all fancy and I played a record on a Victrola. And I invited rich people over while I ate vegan caviar. My palate demands only the best.
Well, there is a new whatever. Let's just move on.
What about the old whatever? Okay, let's move on. Thank you. I'm glad someone appreciated it. So I love that our listeners, who are not viewers but listeners, are getting so excited for our hisses and purrs segment. That means a lot to me and to the kitties as well.
Cool.
Yeah. Every time you listen to a hiss and a purr, a feral cat has been provided a home.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's true, but I wish it was.
You know what? It may as well be true because I just had Thanksgiving down at the Cynthia King's in Brooklyn.
Woo-hoo. And
like last year, Rena Deitch was there. And Rena Deitch was showing us pictures of... She uses styrofoam to make homes for feral cats.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Or feral cats. And I was imagining some crappy styrofoam shanty.
Oh no, it's like a castle.
Yeah, they are provided luxe accommodations.
4-star.
4-star accommodations. I wanted to move in. These things have straw carpeting. They're held together with some kind of they're sturdy homes, and that woman just rocks my world.
Yeah, she's pretty wild.
So here's just a bonus purr for Rena Deitch, the feral cat hero.
Yay, Rena!
Yay, Rena.
Did you have
Laura,
Rodney's sausage and peppers at Thanksgiving?
No, he wasn't there. I think he was working, so
that's
Cynthia
too
saved
bad.
him.
That sausage and peppers he makes?
Yeah. I also not just his sausage and peppers, but his company. He was really cool to hang out with last time.
Yeah.
And you know what? Because I went on the air and told America and parts of the UK that I have a holiday tradition of not letting the cook do their own dishes. Mm-hmm. You better believe that was heavy on my conscience. So everyone left and I'm like, no, I must stay behind and help Cynthia wash all the dishes. So I washed all the dishes only because if I didn't, I would be a hypocrite. But I actually like doing it for people.
That's so nice of you.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, she's awful nice. She just throws a big party every year.
You can't just cook for everyone and then have to clean up after them. I won't let that happen.
It's a big job. It's true. It's really nice of you to help.
Yeah. Do you want to start with a purr or a hiss? Or should I flip something to decide?
Let's not flip anything. How about you just make a decision?
Oh, I'd rather just flip something.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Well, why don't I just start with a purr?
Start with a purr.
Just to keep things positive.
Keep things positive.
Well, so the main thing that I'm purring about is that the city of Los Angeles officially endorsed Meatless Mondays.
Woo!
Yeah, which is totally awesome. And they're the biggest city to endorse the movement. And it's really great. And so, of course, obviously, it's not mandatory. It's just something that the city is officially recommending to residents. And it's a completely awesome thing. I'm a huge Meatless Monday fan. I also, I always tell people, you should you do vegan Monday, but obviously meatless is a great step. And it's getting a lot of really great press. I've just read about it all over, and the Today Show even covered it, although I don't love the Today Show segment on it. It's a little bit okay, well, what do we eat if we don't eat meat? But whatever. It's totally mainstream, which is great. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say. Yay, Los Angeles. You're making me purr.
I think that's awesome as well, just because it's not... look, it's not something that like we're enforcing anything, you know? It's just
A recommendation.
The city of Los Angeles officially recommends something. Like, who can take issue with that?
Yeah, they're just saying that they think it's a great campaign, and that's great press for Meatless Monday in general, and it's awesome. It's great. It's great news.
Yeah. Well, we started with a purr. That will be the bread of our sandwich. Let's make this a hiss sandwich. So it cushioned between two light, fluffy slices of purr.
Lovely. So
way we come out on a positive side.
Do you want me to hiss, or you want to hiss?
How
about
you can hiss if you. I'll hiss. Okay.
You hiss.
Okay.
Please.
So
Please.
yes, I insist.
Take the whiskers.
Here, take what?
Take the whiskers.
Take the whiskers. I have to say, I don't know why, but when I heard that Ellen DeGeneres went vegan, I was very excited.
Because she's an amazing icon.
Because I feel like Ellen DeGeneres is someone who people are going to follow, almost like Oprah. Not quite as expansive as Oprah, but like if Ellen says go see a movie, they're going to go see it. If she says try this, they're going to try it. And if she says here's why I went vegan, I think people are going to listen.
Yeah, she has a huge audience.
Ellen is apparently no longer vegan because she eats eggs. She mentioned,
although that's alleged. I will clarify that in the clip, in the quote, she says that she gets eggs from her neighbor who has chickens. She doesn't actually say that she eats them ever in the clip. But, I mean,
okay.
Come on, allegedly.
Okay. I mean, is it vegan to get an egg? I mean, like, what are you doing with the egg?
Well, look, I don't want to be a jerk, but she's vegan. Her wife is vegan. Who in her house needs eggs?
Look, I don't want to take away from anything that she does do for the animals because, look, I don't want to be that perfectionist vegan. Well, like, nope, there's a little bit of egg in your system. You know, she blew 0.4 on the non-vegan breathalyzer and she's now not done anything for animals ever in her life. I mean, that's just not true. But, you know, Aaron Red was saying how, like, if someone out there says they're vegan, but they eat fish, other people will get the message that, oh, it's okay to eat fish if you're vegan. I have a friend who does it. And she's blurring a line for people who are looking to her to decide how to feel about animals.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And so, you know, what is she? I don't know. Is she juggling with the eggs? Is she dyeing them for Easter? I mean, like, I'm just going to assume that she's eating the eggs.
Of course.
And here's the thing, you know, maybe it's not even her backyard eggs. Maybe it's a neighbor's backyard eggs. They're already there.
They are a neighbor's backyard eggs. But it's what you said is exactly right. Not only are you saying, I'm just going to assume she's eating. That's what all her listeners are going to assume. They're going to assume that she's eating them.
Right. And you know, first off, I've always kind of had this reservation about Ellen's veganism from the start. Call me crazy, but like, you know, there's the whole abolitionist approach to veganism versus the welfarist approach to veganism. And when she was being interviewed by, I believe it was Katie Couric, about her veganism, however many years ago, Katie Couric asked her, so blah, 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 what is the term? Is it animal rights? And Ellen laughs at the idea of animal rights. Like, what is animal rights? I feel like that's just animals being given the right to vote. No, the correct term is animal welfare. And I'm like, boo, no. Animal welfare basically states that as long as the animals are being treated okay, it's okay. And treated okay according to whom? If I asked that chicken, am I treating you okay? The chicken would be like, you know what? I really don't want to take up residence in your backyard. Is that okay with you? Because I got places to be. You know, like I got my little chicken dance card and it does not involve spending my life in the backyard of, you know, whatever. So when she said that, it kind of made me think, like, I don't know that I really entirely agree with her approach to veganism. But look, here's the thing. A lot of people think, okay, well, if you can make the conditions ideal for the animal, then it's okay to do. And I feel like there have been a lot of people who they kind of ease their way out of veganism once they find a way that assuages their guilt and it makes it easier on their conscience. Yeah, once they find a way out, once they find a way that it's acceptable to them to take something from an animal. So let's break it down.
Don't break it down.
I'm going to break it down. Why are backyard eggs not okay? Bottom line, for me, you're still looking at an animal as a commodity. It is still speciesist to be like, well, I'm a human, so it's up to me how this animal is going to live and die and spend its life. For me, that the bottom line of veganism is to reject speciesism. To be an abolitionist of slavery is to reject the idea that, well, because I'm white, I get to say whether these black people are free or not. I feel like it's the same thing when you're taking the approach to animals. Secondly, when we're taking the egg, that egg doesn't belong to us. We didn't make it. And a lot of people think, oh, well, the chicken just leaves it behind. And if it's not fertilized, my problem with people eating eggs isn't because the egg might have hatched and turned into a chicken. People don't know, but after a chick gives birth, it is so depleted of nutrients, it actually needs to crack open a few of those eggs and eat those eggs to get those nutrients back into the body. I don't know whether these backyard egg people are offering any eggs to the chickens for them to eat. I don't know that, but to take their eggs, that egg belongs to the chicken. It's up to the chicken what to do with that egg. Yeah. And lastly, where are they getting the chickens from? Someone is breeding and selling these chickens commercially.
Yeah, that's a really, really important point, because unless they're rescued hens, they come from hatcheries.
Yeah. And these hatcheries, as we still know, the chicks are still being sexed. They're still being determined, are they male or female? And if they're male, as we know, they're useless and they are killed. How are they killed? Immediately after birth, on their first day on this planet, they're either suffocated in large trash bags or they're ground alive in large machines.
Yeah, they're thrown away like garbage.
Yeah, or they're just starved to death and not fed. And I didn't realize this, but I was doing some research before we recorded, and sometimes the sexing goes wrong, and they will accidentally toss in. I mean, how can't they miss a few? They're going over so many chicks.
They do it so fast too.
They might accidentally sell you a chick that grows up to be male, and then these backyard, people, they're going to have to dispose of that male chicken, that rooster, because first off, in a lot of these backyard chicken operations, hens are fine, roosters are illegal. You may not have a male chicken.
Yeah, because that's risk of fertilizing the eggs. Yeah.
So, and so now this citizen has to kill a rooster or decide how to dispose of them. It's just, we're making decisions based on our desires. We're making decisions that govern the life of a living being. And I always go back to, just because I have a backyard, does that qualify me to care for an animal? I should know how to look after a chicken. Yeah, it's one thing to look after, a cat or a dog. I think we've learned how to take care of them, but that's ridiculous to me. And lastly, Ellen, you're a celebrity. If you want sweet and sour marshmallows, you can have them. If you want someone to whip up, what do you want the eggs for? You want an omelet? Well, have someone go get you a lifetime supply of veg, or have someone make you a tofu scramble, or have someone make you a cake, or whatever.
Or fly to whatever restaurant you want to go to.
Exactly. Ellen, you have access to everything. You can afford anything. Is that fair to say? You can afford anything.
Absolutely.
Anything you want to eat, you can afford. So this is absolute nonsense. I mean, that you should have to go to the, I don't know. I'm done. I'm done talking about it.
It's upsetting.
I'm incensed.
It's upsetting.
Ellen, I don't often do this, but you're making me hiss.
Yeah, girl. I don't mean to be so quiet while Ben talks about Ellen, but I'm going to be doing a segment on this for the V Hollywood Report for Red Radio. So in 2 weeks, so you guys just check me out over there. I'm assuming you all listen to Red Radio already anyway, but
unless they're idiots.
Yeah. So you can, I'll weigh in more heartily with her.
Yeah.
Although I really agree with everything Ben said. I really do.
Laura, what makes you hiss?
What's making me hiss?
Yeah.
Well, this is kind of a bummer because I was looking forward to this movie, but my hiss is about the new movie The Hobbit, which is basically the Tolkien novel, which Peter Jackson is movieizing. Wow, I just made up a verb. And the way he did with the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And unfortunately, I guess there's been a lot of deaths on set of the animals. There was, let me look. I just want to get the numbers right here. This article that I found from Entertainment Weekly seems to have the most actual facts and info from wranglers themselves. So we'll link to that in the show notes. I recommend reading it. It's long, and some of this info is kind of hard, kind of upsetting, but it's worth reading if you're interested in it. Basically, there are about 150 animals they were housing for use in the movie, and basically, to sum up what these handlers are saying in this article is that most of the miniature horses and different types of animals are being kept on the wrong kind of land, which is causing them injuries, fatal injuries, which is leading to their death. So about 30 animals have died, and the wranglers really seem to be saying that it's, from them not having enough land to turn out, and it's not flat, and it's and so they're running and falling in holes, tripping over rocks, etc., and it's causing these what they say, that Rainbow, this miniature horse named Rainbow, was the first animal to die. He broke his back, and of course that's fatal. So there's really a lot of information, and it's sad. So I'm gonna say that I'm not gonna go see The Hobbit, and I'm bummed out because I want to, but I don't want to give them my money. And Peter Jackson is being a total toolbox, and all his press releases, he's saying that it's all BS, and that the animals died of natural causes. It's being blown out of proportion. And so I really recommend reading the info direct from the handlers who worked on the movie, because they really know what they're talking about, and they're not blowing smoke, or I think they're not blowing anything out of proportion. I think the reaction is totally appropriate. It seems that I believe it's the American Humane Association who's overseeing the use of the animals. They don't pay any attention to the housing of the animals or how they're kept when they're not being used in scenes. They only oversee what's happening when the film is being shot. And this is a huge oversight. Clearly, we need this kind of supervision for the entirety of the movie, for every aspect of it, not just what is being filmed. So also, if you want to, that's a great flyering opportunity to go to the Hobbit, premieres, and because it'll be really popular. It's a really, really, everybody loves it. It's a classic novel, and big fans are going to go out. It's a really great flyering opportunity to say that, hey, a lot of mistreatment of animals in this film in a way that is really a big problem in Hollywood, and, to spread info about it. So,
yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
You know what, Peter Jackson? You're making me hiss.
Oh God, that was hard just to listen to.
Really, it's sad, right? It's sad news.
And I mean, people are going to go into this movie and never think about it, and so I feel like flyering at this movie or doing what you can to get the word out in advance.
Yeah. Definitely share the stories on Facebook. Yeah. Tweet about it. Yeah.
It's very crucial because you know what? Even if people are going to go and see that movie, they should see it from a point of view of, oh my God, I never really thought about that animal, but the animal I'm looking at was killed for this movie, basically.
Yeah, had to live in New Zealand somewhere, and what a shame that they didn't bother to get a proper area to keep them so that they could be well and safe.
I don't know. What a shame that they're being used for movies at all.
I know, it's really true.
It just takes me out of it now so much when I
feel the same way with this movie, The Life of Pi, that's getting so much rave. They used a real tiger, and it's really hard to... I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen, previews or whatever, and I'm really scared to see that movie and imagine what they had to do to a tiger to get it to perform like that, and that's awful.
Yeah. Oh God. Well, let's move on with
Why don't you bring us back up with a little purring, Ben?
I have something let's give him something to purr about. How about life? By life I mean 269 life. There is, speaking of graphic, there is a movement. I'm just going to call it a movement going on Facebook by this group of Israeli activists known as 269 Life. You can go to facebook.com/269life, or you can go to 269life.com. Basically, these activists in Israel on October 2nd, which is World Farm Animals Day, they voluntarily, three volunteers had them, I think it was 3 volunteers, had themselves branded, like out in a public square. They put up some banners with pictures of this one cow. Now, there's a lot of cows in the dairy industry and the beef industry, but they somehow singled out this one particular cow. I guess just
calf.
that random. A calf, yes. And I guess the reason for just singling out just this one calf, I mean, this fate of this calf is going to be the fate of thousands.
All those calves.
You know.
Yeah.
But it just kind of, for me, personalizes it when like, oh wow, we're looking at this one calf and we're really focused on
to focus that it's an individual, that each animal's an individual.
Yeah. I mean, when I think about thousands of calves will be slaughtered, that's one thing to hear. It's easy to tune that out. But when you're like, Henry is going to be slaughtered, you know, kind of like with the whole Bill and Lou controversy, we've become so attached to the personality, you know, or the persona, I guess, of these two animals that to anticipate their demise is really, you know, gut-wrenching. So 269 was the number branded on this one calf. And to show solidarity, these 3 or so activists in this town square in Israel had themselves hot branded with the same number, 269, somewhere on their person. We'll post a video in the show notes. It's a really graphic video. I will warn you.
It's a great video. I find it really inspiring.
It is very inspiring. And you know, Michael Herron watched it and he's like, I'm down. I want to get branded. I want to have a similar...
I know, he texted me, let's get branded.
What's that?
He texted me,
he was
branded.
Like, really? He was all into it. He wanted to stage a similar event here in New York City and get branded. But
I would do it.
They actually, I don't know. I wouldn't even want to get tattooed myself personally. So to get actually branded would be, I can't imagine seeing you being branded. But
it scares me that I feel like it would hurt so much. But I would do it.
Wow. See, and that's the thing. The reaction I have, I mean, I'm looking at you right now on our Skype video and imagining someone doing that to you and putting you through that pain.
Wow, that's really...
Doesn't it force us to think? It forces us to think, oh my God, these animals, like, we're all sentencing these animals to the same cruel, horrendous mistreatment. So anyway, 269 Life, they are organizing... they actually organized a big international tattooing event on November 1st, where basically a bunch of people all around the world all got tattooed with the numbers 269 to show solidarity. But December 18th, which is coming up, is International Day for the Abolition of Slavery. I never heard of this day. Now I have. So December 18th, they're planning a worldwide tattooing event where a bunch of people from around the world are going to get tattooed to show solidarity with this one calf that is probably going to, you know, be slaughtered. And they have a really beautiful mission statement. They're basically saying that we hope that the lessons from human slavery will be learned, and that people will learn that the number of legs, the velocity of the skin, the termination of the os sacrum, are reasons equally insufficient as the blackness of the skin to abandon sensitive beings without redress to the caprice of a tormentor. That the question should not be, can they reason, nor can they talk, but can they suffer? The first international event, they had people from the US, Canada, the UK, Ireland, the Netherlands, Germany, Spain, Portugal, Israel, Australia, all around the world. This time they're expecting already like more than 800 people worldwide will be tattooed on December 18th. Now, if you're like me and you just do not want a tattoo, I don't ever want to be tattooed. Like, maybe. But also on my maybe list is one day maybe having sex with Julianne Moore. Maybe.
Oh, great choice.
I know, right? If I had to jump the fence for one day, I think Julianne Moore would be it.
I totally respect that.
Thank you. She's just such a hot lady.
To die for.
But you can still help them even without getting tattooed. Obviously, if you really want to help, go get a tattoo. If you've ever been thinking of getting tattooed and you don't know what to get tattooed, get 269 tattooed on yourself.
I might do it.
And for the rest of your life, you will have a really awesome... I have a feeling you're going to do it. I know Aaron Red's going to do it.
The thing is, I thought I was going to do it with Michael when he came to town, but he wants to do it on December 18th, so he's going to do it in New York. So I might do it here.
Yeah, I don't even feel like you have to wait till December 18th to do it.
Definitely not.
Yeah, but so take a picture of your tattoo. Or if you don't want to get tattooed, just hold up a sign that says "Go Vegan, Free 269," and post that picture on their Facebook page.
Maybe right here. What do you think?
Where on your arm? Ooh, that looks like it'll be painful, right in the nook of your arm.
I feel like that would look really cool.
I want to get tattooed on the back of my tongue.
Ow!
Maybe on the roof of my mouth. Maybe on the soft palate of my mouth. I'm kidding.
I guess I'm probably going to do it. Maybe it'll be my Christmas present.
Post your pictures at facebook.com/269calf. Or you can go to their website, 269life.com, and post your picture of you holding up a sign that says "Go Vegan, Free 269" to help spread the word. Also, you can search Facebook for 269 Solidarity, and you'll see a link to several events. There's the NYC event, the Israel event, the worldwide event. So anything you can do to help spread the word. Obviously, a bunch of people are making I was going to say making the ultimate sacrifice, because to me getting a tattoo would be an ultimate sacrifice. But a lot of people out there are really, being bold enough to get tattooed for this day. You can help make their gesture heard that much louder around the world by spreading the word. That would be a huge, huge help. So for Sasha and all the bold Israeli activists behind 269 Life, you are getting a lion-sized purr out of me.
Me too.
So as you all know, Laura and I love to hiss, and we love to purr, and we love to eat. Laura?
We sure do.
Would you tell us about the vegan eats in San Francisco?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Actually, Ben and I are going to do a special holiday segment for the Big Fat Vegan Food on this episode, but I just wanted to mention that my dad was in town, and we ended up going to Source for brunch, and I had a really great experience. And I know that I had told everyone I would promise I would go back to Source and try the pizza. So I did. I had a pizza. Mm-hmm. And it was really fabulous. And then my dad and I also split an appetizer thing. It was like an artichoke, cashew, spinach dip.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Like baked. Yeah. It was so... My dad was freaking out about how good it was. And, so I just have to say it was like such a 180 from the last time I was there and had brunch. So, definitely... The pizza is the thing to have there for sure. They have a lot of cool pizzas. They have like a mashed potato pizza and like a Caesar salad pizza, and they don't like just make it vegan by throwing Daya on. They like have their own veganizing way, like different ways they do. A mashed
potato pizza?
Yeah, doesn't that sound crazy?
What else is on it to justify the mashed potatoes?
I didn't get it, but I'm just saying the pizza's the way to go there.
That could be all right if they were really buttery mashed potatoes with like some tofurkey and some.
I think it's good. I think
if you made it kind of like a Thanksgiving-y pizza, that could be kind of good with some stuffing.
Yeah, I don't know how a mashed potato pizza is not going to be good. I think it's going to be good. It's mashed potatoes and pizza, two things I like very much.
My little sister Kristen is a really good cook. She's not vegan. She's not even vegetarian. She's not even an American now that I think. I never thought about this. No, I'm just kidding. She makes a lot of pizzas, and she does not always put cheese on them. She will put like sliced potatoes on her pizzas, and they're really good.
You can do a lot of interesting things with pizza, and I actually really like salad on pizza. I think that that's really good. But anyway, the point is, I just wanted to say that I know that I was raving about the treats, which I still rave about. I stand by that. I had 3 or 4 Twinkies that last time I was there. Anyway, the point is that
all in the parking lot while crying.
Yeah, no, I ate them smiling, but what I'm saying is, whatever that tofu scramble thing was that I had when I went there for brunch must have been a fluke, because everything else I've had has been excellent. So, I just wanted to say that about Source.
Yeah, I feel like you were a little down in the place.
I wasn't that turned on by it.
Thrilled.
It wasn't that great.
Yeah.
But then this follow-up with my dad was fantastic.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely. The pizza's great.
I'm a very visual thinker. I'm trying to visualize your dad's freak out over the food. Like, A, I have questions. A, was anyone alarmed? B, did anyone like think, someone should do something? C, was anyone like, is this man okay? Do we need to get him out of here?
No, he was just like, the thing is, if you know my dad, like for him to really aggressively compliment something means he really liked it. He just kept being like, this is really good.
But was he pointing his fork at it?
No, he just kept, because he kept dipping his fork in the dip, and he was like, this is really good.
Yeah. You know how people do. They like something enough, they will point their forks at it in a repeated stabbing gesture, like and it's often when they can't speak. So instead of speaking, they'll just keep
They just enthuse.
Yeah.
We were both really hungry too, so it was a pretty drag down knockout over that dip. We were both like,
yeah.
It was fun though. I'm glad I went back, and I will be back for more pizza. You mark my words.
Be warned, Source.
And Twinkies.
You know what I'm starting to feel that way about here in NYC? I work out at Planet Fitness on 125th Street in Harlem, just in case anyone, I'm giving you guys ample opportunity to stalk me here. So come on.
To cruise you.
Someone once asked me, I think it was a non-vegan too, asked me like, oh, do you ever go to Uptown Veg? And I'm like, huh? And they're like, oh, well, your gym is right by this vegan restaurant. I'm like, no. Well, it's like two avenues in the opposite direction that I would walk home. So I have to go a little out of my way. But there is I think it's called Uptown Veg and Juice Bar. And it's basically a full-size juice bar. They have everything. They've got like a full display case it's almost an obnoxious display case of like baked goods. And as if they didn't already have all their own in-house baked goods, they also have vegan treats there. And they have they also have like a sandwich counter, a salad counter where you can get I've been to this place now maybe 10 times, and I still keep asking them, like, so when you say fish sandwich, they're like, it's vegan. They're almost over me. They're like, it's vegan. It's vegan. It's vegan. Oh, you're that little white boy that always comes in here and asks, is the thing vegan? Yeah, it's still vegan. I've never actually even gone to their sandwich counter and got like their sandwiches or wraps, because they have a hot buffet, and in their hot buffet, I know they have like mac and cheese, collard greens, black-eyed peas. They have like stir-fried chicken. They have, you name it, they have it. And you know what I love most about their thing? There are signs everywhere that say, please sanitize your hands before you touch the hot food buffet. Like, wow. I like that. They're like, here's a big built into the wall Purell dispenser. Please just Purell your hands before you go near the food. Thank you.
Respectful.
Yeah. And they're not, I don't love all of their homemade baked goods. Like, they had a banana bread that to me was just it wasn't like the moist, sweet banana bread that my mom used to make. But every time I go there, it's a food orgy. It's just, the people ask where you get your protein. I get my protein in Harlem after I leave the gym at Uptown Veg. And there's so many protein options there, I have to remind myself to get some produce too. I'm like, oh yeah, I should probably get some quinoa salad. But it's just incredible, the options there. So check them out.
Awesome. I want to check them out.
Yeah, they're so good.
Sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties over here with my pop filter.
Okay. I think you gotta pop and lock it.
Just loose it. I got a screw loose. Big shock.
Yeah.
All right, we're good. Yay. So, should we launch into our holidays?
Celebrate.
Everyone, happy holidays. I'm sure everyone is getting deep into the holiday spirit. I know I am.
I am too.
Yeah, it's a lot of lights here in my little town. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, in honor of this holiday episode, I wanted to check out and sort of do a taste test of a bunch of different of the holiday roasts, vegan roasts that are out there that you can buy. I mean, you can sort of buy them all over now. I feel like you can get a tofurkey almost anywhere. But you can definitely get them at Whole Foods, and you can definitely order them online. So, I don't know. Ben, have you ever had any of the holiday roasts yourself?
I don't think I have.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't have a ton of experience with them, so I thought I would just do a little taste test. And the ones that I taste tested, there are more out there, and I saw some that I thought were maybe probably not as mainstream that I didn't try. So I tried the tofurkey and the field roast hazelnut cranberry roast, the big one that's wrapped in a puff pastry, and the new Gardein holiday roast, which Gardein also has a small savory turkey, stuffed turkey, which you can get, which is just like the regular Gardein bags, all the other products, but they now have a large, big holiday roast as well that is stuffed. And, yeah, I have to say, I actually think they're all really pretty good. The tofurkey is kind of unattractive. It doesn't look that great on the table. The field roast looks really pretty, and with the puff pastry, it's really attractive in the center of the table. The Gardein looks nice too, but taste-wise, I think that I think my favorite is the Gardein. Part of that might be that I really like the gravy that they include with the roast. It's delicious. But I don't know. There's just something about the texture. It's really moist, and the other ones I found a little dry. Although they're both really good, and once you put gravy on it, who cares if it's dry, I guess. But yeah, I think that if I were to recommend a holiday roast to our listeners, I would recommend that you try the Gardein holiday roast. I find it just delicious.
I'm so hungry right now.
Are you really?
Yeah. I mean,
Anyway,
I've had a
just
lot
for the
of
record,
Gardein.
They're all stuffed. They're all a vegan meat stuffed with a stuffing. And like I said, the field roast has got a pastry puff, which, I mean, honestly, that's a fantastic touch. But there's just something with the flavor of the Gardein one. It just reminds, I don't know, it reminds me of what those sort of, holiday flavors are. And I really liked it. I would definitely get it again. I would definitely serve it to guests. I really liked it.
I have some really old, probably freezer burned Gardein chicken strips in my
The
freezer.
tenders?
Yeah,
I
I should
love
just
the
go ahead and cook those up after we record because they're so old. This is not a recipe segment, but guess what? I'm going to give you a quick recipe. I used to work at this restaurant in Wisconsin, and they had this like chicken crunch salad, and they had this dressing. It was a honey sesame dressing, which was so good and so fattening that I just wanted to drink it out of a bowl. It was equal parts of honey, sesame oil, and mayonnaise. You already know what I'm thinking. Sesame oil, boom, vegan, great. Mayonnaise, duh, get some vegan mayo, not hard to find. And honey, replace it with whatever you want. You replace it with beef-free honey, replace it with maple syrup. And I would have thought that replacing those would make it have a wildly different outcome. No, not really. At the end of the day, they all kind of taste the same. It's so good, you'll thank me, and that is what I want to dip my chicken fingers in after we record.
I'm hungry too, dude. You're making me hungry.
Didn't we just eat right before recording?
No, I didn't have time. I got stuck late at work.
Yeah.
I had some chips and salsa.
That sounds good too.
I'm going to make burritos after this. And put green salsa all over them.
I have been making burritos as well. It was going to be kind of my answer to what did you have for dinner last night, but I got some light life like Mexican style veggie crumbles, like the ground beef basically.
Yeah. You know what I like is I like the Trader Joe's ones. The little ground beef.
I've never been to Trader Joe's. I've just
What?
never been. I gotta check. I've never been to Trader Joe's. I gotta check it out.
Okay, well you live uptown. Why would you go to Trader Joe's?
Well, because a friend of mine works there, and he's
I know,
always
but it's
telling
all
me
the way
how awesome
downtown
it
to
is.
get groceries? No way.
I don't know, that like Russia like rationing toilet paper line that they have out the door to get in, it just creeps me out, and I can't stand
I
in a line
know.
like
New
that.
York City's crazy with the lines at the Trader Joe's. I can't even. For those of you who have never been to a Trader Joe's in New York City, all of them. Well, there's only two, right? There's the one in Brooklyn and there's one in Union Square. Anyway, whatever. No, there's one in Chelsea now too. Anyway, the point is that when you enter the Trader Joe's, you are immediately in the back of the line. At every Trader Joe's in New York City. It's crazy.
Well, quickly about the burrito thing. I get the sort of ground beef kind of thing, and it's a little dry for my taste. So I put an onion in a food processor, and I like liquefied it till it's basically liquid onion, and I stir that into the ground beef just to give it some savoriness and to give it a bit more liquid, and then I just assault it with seasonings, you know, some cumin, some paprika, some chili powder, maybe a dash of hickory smoke, some nutritional yeast. And I made this big tub of ground beef. I made some homemade guacamole. I got some tofutti sour cream. And instead of using diced tomatoes in my like Mexican food, I feel like diced red bell pepper does such a better job. It gives you the sweetness and the crunch without being slimy or runny. So I have just been making...
disagree more.
Really?
My heart belongs to tomato.
Meh. So I have been making like just some delicious like homemade Taco Bell, and it's been rocking my world.
I love that. I love making homemade fast food. It's my favorite.
We are on a bit of a departure, but
we
get
have
sidetracked
tangented out of holidays.
We got to not record when we're hungry. We got to record when we're so stuffed.
We need some holiday music to get us into the mood. Can you hear the sleigh bells?
Aren't sleigh bells kind of oppressive to animals?
Are you listening?
I don't know that I can get down with sleigh bells.
Come on, the sleighs move is because sleighs, they're being pulled by magic. It's Christmas.
I feel like the idea of a sleigh that's not being pulled by anything other than magic is kind of scary. I picture a lonely Santa up in the sky with a bunch of with no I don't know. Suddenly without the reindeer, I picture Santa just like twittering while he's driving, and even if the sleigh is being led by magic, that just kind of scares me.
Well, in Elf they have that magic sleigh.
I don't know that I can get down with sleigh bells.
Okay, you're really a hater because sleigh bells are lovely.
I'm gonna play some get your freak on kind of music to get us into the mood. We gotta record when we're hungry, because when we're not hungry. I mean, when I'm delirious with hunger.
Do you have any holiday food recommendations for our lovely patient listeners?
This is one of my favorite times of year for many reasons, but one of the reasons is, first off, one of my favorite all-time flavor combinations since I was a little boy: mint and chocolate together are the best thing.
Amen.
The best thing. And so delicious. You know them from their delicious coconut milks and whatnot. They, around this time of year, they always put out a so delicious eggnog, which is so delicious. And it's one of those things that I don't care. I had an old therapist once who said, well, you know, Ben & Jerry's is the only ice cream company that makes single servings in 4 different sizes. The pint, the quart, the gallon. I'm like, oh, ha, ha, ha. They're all single servings. No matter what size they make their eggnog, it's a single serving container for me. It could be a gallon, a quart. I can't, once I take a sip, I can't control myself. I have to finish it. I don't even want to stop to savor it. I just want to guzzle it.
You know what I like to do? I like to heat it up and make a nog latte.
That takes too long. I just want it. If I could just make an incision where my stomach is and just put it into my stomach, it's that good. I want to be photographed in a bath of so delicious coconut eggnog. Or they have their so delicious mint chocolate coconut milk, which is deliriously good. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know that they had this. I think this is new. They now have a pumpkin spice coconut milk.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
That sounds like the shiznit. The bomb diggity.
Again, I'm just going to say that I want all of these things in coffee.
Okay. I could see that.
Totally.
That would make a really nice pumpkin latte.
Yeah, you could make a latte, or even just use it as milk or creamer in your coffee. Ugh,
I used to love the eggnog latte at Starbucks, and which I haven't had in years, of course. But an eggnog, this would make a great way to make an eggnog latte or a pumpkin spice latte,
or a mint chocolate mocha.
I'm not big on chocolate and coffee together. It weirds me out.
Well, I don't agree with you.
I don't know. I mean, I love them both individually. You put chocolate and coffee together, and it tastes like cardboard to me.
Okay, well, a lot of people like it. That's why I'm suggesting it.
Well, a lot of people voted for Mitt Romney.
Oh, stop it!
What? They didn't?
Mint chocolate in coffee and Mitt Romney are not comparable.
Yeah, but you know what will be comparable? Mitt chocolate. Huh? You with me on this one?
Can you Photoshop his face on the mint chocolate carton?
Only if I insert a ding sound effect when I show the picture. It's too bad this isn't a video podcast. It's not a holiday thing, but as long as we're talking So Delicious, Cynthia the King busted out with So Delicious. I didn't know they had an almond milk yogurt, and you know me, I love Almond Dreams yogurt because it's so thick and delicious. So Delicious now makes Greek-style yogurt.
Yeah, it's fairly new. I think it came out a couple months ago, like in the summer.
Oh my god, it's so good. They have vanilla, they have blueberry, they have chocolate.
Oh, I loved Greek yogurt.
They have strawberry, and they have plain, which is great because often I've seen recipes where just plain unflavored Greek yogurt is used in a recipe for cooking. But the chocolate, I can't imagine how good that would be. That and the strawberry. I had the strawberry and the plain at Cynthia's, and they were so good.
I love Greek yogurt.
The Greek yogurt is something I don't feel like we've had that yet as vegans, and now that we're there, I feel like we've arrived.
Oh, I've got to find some. That sounds amazing.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Well, I think that does it for our food.
Yeah, but in the spirit of the giving season, Ben and I wanted to do a special segment on gift recommendations. We wanted to do the Big Fat Vegan Gift Guide.
Yeah, what are you guys getting people for Christmas this year?
Think about it, because you can spread the message while gifting.
Also, I often find this is the year where I should give out the anti-gift giving guide. Like, please don't give me
A, B, and C. Yeah, that's true.
Wool, leather, beef jerky. My brother Todd is a hunter, and he will give out deer venison jerky as a holiday gift.
Oh.
He knows not to do that to me, but he did give me very well. He meant very well. He got me a nice pair of wool socks or wool gloves or something. And I didn't do it in front of him, but I'm like, Mom, could you find a home for these? Because I just don't want to put wool on my skin. It makes me sad.
Because it's itchy. I don't understand why people give wool. Wool is awful.
So we would like to give some recommendations for some awesome, compassionate gift alternatives that you can give to people. Laura, I think speaking of wool, you found some really cool gloves.
Oh yeah. Well, I recommend these. These are great. They're called A gloves, and I gave both my parents pairs of these last Christmas, and they totally love them. They're 100% synthetic materials, but there's also some silver in them, and basically what they're capable of doing that other gloves are not capable of doing is that you can use them on your touchscreen phone, or you can use them on your iPad or whatever. For people who live in cold places, this is totally invaluable because you used to take your glove off every time you wanted to look at unlock your phone.
Yeah.
So this is really great. And also, I wish I remembered the details. The reason I'm recommending this as a compassionate gift is that they're somehow aligned with PETA. They have some kind of PETA certification as cruelty-free and etc. And it's in the box when you gift it. So automatically, when the person who receives the gloves opens the box, they get this little PETA certification. So automatically, it's like, bam, just quick reminder, these gloves are vegan. And,
wow.
It's just a great way to slip it in there with a gift that, everybody has a freaking touchscreen phone now. Nobody can't use those gloves. They're totally fabulous. And they're affordable, and there's different colors and stuff. And anyway, I totally recommend them. They're great gifts to give to anybody. You probably need a pair, Ben.
Oh my god, I do. I do have a pair of gloves that I got in Iceland. Unfortunately, they are wool, and I use them until it's time to replace them. But this might help me replace them. But the pair of gloves, they're that kind. They look like mittens, but then the enclosed mitten part, you can pull it back and it's fingerless gloves where your fingertips are free. So I've just used that, but I would love some actual gloves where I don't have to remove part of the glove, I can just, bam, do it right through the phone. Because New York is cold, and I usually have one hand that is exposed and gloveless, and it's like wind burned because it's I'm just walking around with my phone in my hand.
Yeah.
At all times, without looking where I'm going. Well, I have a gift that I will probably be giving pretty often this year. It's sort of my go-to gift that I like giving to people. But I especially like giving it around the holidays. I think because it's kind of got a holiday scent to it, because it's got some cinnamon in it. As some people know, I am a aromatherapist. I have like 40 or 50 different essential oils, and I use essential oils almost every single day of my life. I make my own deodorant. I make my own sprays for disinfecting certain like things, like household cleaning and whatnot. When I do my neti pot, I like to add a little bit of a eucalyptus oil to the water just to like really cleanse out my sinuses. But I make something that I like to call medieval oil. Why medieval? Well, in the Dark Ages, when like the bubonic plague was wiping out populations in Europe, a group of grave robbers would make a fortune stealing clothing, money, jewelry off of dead bodies that died of the plague. Somehow they weren't catching the plague from doing this. And it's because these guys were botanists. They knew the power of plants. And they would mix a certain blend of cinnamon, clove, lemon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. And they would basically have that surrounding their person and inhaling that while stealing from these dead bodies. And they would not catch the plague. So I make a blend. It's my own customized blend of a certain type of cinnamon oil, a certain type of eucalyptus oil, and lemon, clove, and rosemary oil. And it's like 100 gifts in one because it has so many different uses. I use it as a spot treatment on acne. I put it in a spray bottle with water to spray down surfaces to disinfect them. I use it as an air freshener. If I'm staying in a hotel, I'll like spray some of it on a cloth and like put it over the air conditioning vent to sort of like kick that stuff out into the air because it kills airborne bacteria. It's antiviral, it's antifungal, it's like anti-everything. I use it as a breath freshener. I put a few drops on my tongue and swish it around after I brush my teeth. And even after that, I'll down a huge coffee. And like a few minutes after the coffee, my breath just goes back to tasting like cinnamon and clove and rosemary. And it's delicious. It's really good stuff. And I can post in the show notes, like there's a list of like 100 different things you can do with it. But whenever I give it as a gift to people always like tell me different uses that they have for it, that they've come up with. It also works really great if you're getting sick. Make a hot boiling cup of water and put a couple of drops of it in the water. And be careful because you will cough. It's so strong when the power of these oils hit you, but you inhale it through your nose and it just goes into your lungs and kills everything that's making you sick. It really helps me get over a cold or a cough or the flu really quickly. So, yeah, my website for that is Medieval Oil. That's MEDIEVAL oil.com. And you can actually buy it online now. I made a little e-commerce site for it.
I want some.
Oh, I shall send you some. Have I never given you any?
No, I don't think so.
Well, I gave a bottle to Marianne and Jasmine when they were on my cooking show because they were getting ready to go on like a long road trip. And they used it in the car and they fell in love with the scent of it. Like they use it as like a general air freshener and sanitizer. I even put it in my Purell just to give it some like extra killing power. But yeah, it's some cool stuff. I'll have to send you a bottle.
Thanks, I'd love a bottle.
Yeah.
Or I could just order one from medievaloil.com.
You certainly could. So do you have anything else you'd like to recommend for a gift?
So the other gift that I wanted to recommend is one of my favorite things, and every year I go to this website and buy a bunch of products. And it's their candles. It's the Scent of Scandal, which is Ari Solomon's company. He's kind of a big vegan guy. I'm sure that a lot of you have heard of him already. He's great and awesome. Anyway, so his candles are great. They're soy candles, and they're totally environmentally friendly and vegan. And the way they burn, you just don't get any smoke. It's crazy. They're really nice candles. And so you'll never get like those outlines in your bedroom. You know what I mean? When you burn candles and they like stain your walls, you totally don't have that problem with these candles. But the fun thing, what I like about these candles is that they have these really funny names that go with the scent. Like for the holidays, he's got some special some seasonal candles. One of them is Santa's Pole, and it smells like a candy cane. And then there's Hot Mess. It's a spiced chai scent. Yeah. So stuff like that. Basically, and also that's just the seasonal. There's a whole scent menu, and they're all hilarious. What I love about them is I usually just buy like a big variety. Of course, sometimes I think of people and think, oh, I want to get them, like I got Walk of Shame for my roommate or something, just as a joke, and it smells like a margarita, right? Yeah, super funny. So, sometimes I'll buy specifically for people, but also I just like to have a variety. I usually just buy all the holiday candles, and then I just keep them because I feel like a lot of times suddenly you're having dinner with somebody 3 days before Christmas, and it's like, oh, I should bring a gift. Bam, I've got a candle. I take a candle. It's totally my buffer, my gift buffer, and it's great because everybody loves them. And I love supporting a vegan company, and then if I don't give them all away, then I get to keep them, which frankly I like quite a bit. Yeah. So I totally recommend looking. They're also great gifts for people you don't know what to buy for, because you're giving them a joke and a candle at the same time, and it's great.
Yes. Speaking of joke and candle, they also have one called D Cups.
Yeah.
And it smells like melons.
I'm surprised no one's ever given me that one.
Well, I was thinking about it. I wonder if they had a candle called Mosquito Bites, what that would smell like.
Oh, I don't know. They have one that smells like smoke.
Really?
Yeah, it's called Gangsta.
Yeah! That smells kind of appetizing, actually.
It actually smelled pretty great. I gave it to a friend of mine.
They should have one called Hot Garbage. It smells like New York City. Hot Garbage.
Ben, so, have you got anything else? You've got another gift, right?
Yeah, I basically have something else that is also another handmade thing. This is one of my favorite Christmases. I kind of was being a little cheap, but I also didn't want to, be all about, oh, it's Christmas, so I need to go out and buy something. Mm-hmm. So I was I'm one, it's kind of like the mission statement behind my cooking show in the first place. I'm one who it's like, if you tell me something exists and I can go buy it somewhere, my thought is always, well, how can I make it? If you tell me I can go to a doctor to have the fluid drained from my knee, I'll be like, well, how can I do that myself? Check the video out on YouTube. And so I won't say who, but this one company made this relaxing tea, and I loved it. I used to go to this day spa that my sisters worked at, and I take a hot aromatherapy bath with a jacuzzi bathtub, and they would always give me this particular tea with the bathtub. So it's just I associate it with relaxation. Well, I just kind of started looking at the ingredients one day, and there's more than just 2 things in it. There's a third thing somewhere, and I think the third thing is a touch of coriander. So feel free to optionally add a little coriander to this, but it's basically just licorice and peppermint, boom, with some sweetener. So in Milwaukee, I went to Outpost Natural Foods. It was kind of like a little Whole Foods, like a mom and pop Whole Foods. Or go to Whole Foods or go online and order them. Go online and order them. That's your best bet. And you can buy a bunch of make your own tea bags that you can. I don't remember if I ironed them shut or if if they sealed by themselves. I think they were ironable. And I just filled each tea bag with a little bit of licorice root, a little bit of peppermint leaves, and then a little bit of stevia. And if you want, add a little bit of coriander, I think, as well. And it made a really delicious, relaxing tea with a really particular flavor and a nice little hint of sweetness that's really delightful, So that was just a nice little thing that I did for people. They seem to really appreciate it.
That sounds great. Could you send me some of that tea when you send me my oil?
Anything else? You want a little New York City care package? I guess if I was going to do it, I just want to put a third thing in there. Maybe some sweet and sour marshmallows.
Yes, that was what I was going to
Yes.
say. Oh, thank you.
I should send you a care package. Have you ever sent someone an I don't care package? Here's some,
No, I think that's kind of the whole point.
There's a delightful gift buried at the bottom of all this broken glass. The delightful gift? Oh, it's the wrapper from this delicious Sweet and Sarah's sampler that I had. Oh, you should have had it. It was just lovely. Did I mention I coughed all over this box? Yeah, I was really ill at the time. Better take your medieval oil so you don't get sick.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm definitely feeling the holiday spirit now.
Oh, I am too. I wasn't at all.
Totally.
I was really bah humbuggy, but now I'm definitely looking forward to the holidays. I'm looking forward to making gifts for people this year.
Fa la 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 la.
You know what I'm going to say too? I'm looking forward to my first order from one of our listeners for medieval oil. So I'm just going to say whoever is the first listener to go to medievaloil.com and order some oil, I will actually double your order. However much it is. You order an ounce, boom, I'll send you 2. You order a half ounce, boom, I'll send you 2. I'm going to give you 2 bottles so that you can keep one for yourself and give one to a friend.
Oh, so you better mention that you're a listener
Yeah, do make sure to mention you're a listener.
when you're purchasing.
After you place an order, go ahead and drop me an email at...
Can't you get contacted through your PayPal?
yeah, I have a PayPal for
They
it.
can just leave it when they pay with PayPal. They just leave a message for you.
You know what? I'm feeling the holiday spirit. All through the month of December. Our listeners, if you mention Big Fat Vegan Radio, I will double your order. Boom. Whatever it is, I'll double your order. Unlimited!
That's so exciting.
I don't care if you order 30 bottles, I'll give you 60. Boom.
Wow, get your medieval oil on.
I'm a giver.
So nice of you, Ben. Happy holidays.
Yeah, maybe I'll regret it later, but you know
You
what?
might, but you might
I
not.
might. But people, when they get it, they will want to give another bottle away as a gift. Because whenever I sell it to one person, they come back like, yeah, I have 5 friends that want to order some. And I feel a little like a drug dealer because people are always like, hey, man, you got this stuff? I'm like, oh, no, man, I'm dry this week. I'm going to get a new supply in like 2 weeks. But I'll hit you up. Like, oh, man, I need my stuff.
You oil pusher.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of listeners, we should say that we love you. We really do. But we don't have any listener mail this month.
Yeah.
We didn't get
I'm
any
surprised.
emails or tweets or
Voicemails
or anything.
Do people understand how much we love getting voicemail from our listeners?
They don't. They must not know how happy it makes me.
I think Kitten with Whip ruined it for everyone. Kitten
Yeah,
with Whip left
she's-
that offensive, obscene, meaningless,
Inappropriate.
exploitive to animals voicemail. I'm just going to put that on her accusation sheet. Why not? Why not? And maybe now they're discouraged. You don't have to leave a stupid, insensitive, pointless voicemail like Kitten did with
No, you could
her,
leave a sweet one that actually has a question or a comment.
or yeah. So,
But no, we
yeah,
really
you
do
can-
love to hear from you guys. I mean, especially questions. We love to have the questions to answer in this
Yeah.
segment. And there are no stupid questions. So don't
only
be
stupid
answers.
answer. Yeah, yeah. You can call us at 315-VEGAN-01. That's 315-834-2601. Or you can email us at bigfatveganradio@gmail.com.
You can tweet at us at Big Fat Vegans, or you can Facebook us. Find us by looking for Big Fat Vegan Radio on Facebook. And again, we have all of this listed at bigfatveganradio.com.
Boom. There you have it. So today's first voicemail comes from... Oh, that's right.
We don't have
No
it.
voicemail. All right, so today's email... Oh, no email, no tweets, no Facebooks. But we know you guys are out there.
I'm just going to go to bed.
Yeah. Good night. Have you ever had a phone sleepover with someone when you were like a teenager?
Oh, when you were like in love?
Well, like you'd both be on the phone all night before cell phones, just like a landline.
Yeah.
And you're like staying up all night on the phone. You're like, good night. And you like go to sleep, but you're still on the phone. And you wake up in the morning and you're like, are you still there? Oh my God, it worked! It worked!
You're making me so sad.
Why?
Because you're just reminding me of young love. It feels so far away.
You know what, though? Young love is stupid love.
I know, but it's so nice.
Yeah, but you know what's nicer?
What?
Peanut butter.
Ugh. Or cookie butter.
See, just bring it back to food.
So much better than young love.
So we've got a couple of shouts out.
Yeah, definitely.
I think. Before we go, I would love, speaking of vegan holiday gifts, I would love to give a shout out to my friend Ed Coffin in Philadelphia by, of the Peace Advocacy Network. He actually published at examiner.com. He published his annual 2012 vegan holiday gift guide. Check that out. He's got some great recommendations for some gifts in all different price categories, gift certificates, gift baskets, and even chocolates.
Mm-hmm. As always, we want to thank Michael Herron, the incredibly talented composer behind our theme song. You can check him out at michaelherron.com. Follow him on Twitter at MikeyPod. And our artist, character design, and logo designer, Kelly Huffine, whose art you can check out at kelly42fox.deviantart.com.
Beautiful. Today we've got an awesome musical guest for you. I've been so excited to feature this guy. This is my very good friend, Mercy Howells, and his band Beast of Beauty. And if you like what you hear, you can find more of them at beastofbeauty.bandcamp.com. And we're going to take you out today with their song called The Voice. So enjoy that. That's all we got today for Big Fat Vegan Radio. Please subscribe to us through iTunes or whichever podcatcher you choose to use. And give us a rating and leave us a review, pretty please.
And be sure to let us know what you thought of this episode on our Facebook page. Send us a tweet or leave us a voicemail. We love to hear from you. Thanks, Ben.
Thank you, Laura.
Have a great day, everyone. And, remember,
go vegan!
All you wanna find, nothing less than a kingdom. If you can just believe it's real, if you can trust what your heart knows and what you feel. Why waste the day on violence and sorrow when love paves away, invites you to follow, to follow. It'll come to you in moonlight and in the hot shine of the sun. Well, if you wait for someone wiser, ain't gonna find anyone. But it can be so very soft now, just like a whisper in your ear. But when you're running around so headstrong, you'll never hear. Why waste the day on violence and sorrow when love paves a way, invites you to follow, to follow. to feel. But when you listen to your soul song, you're right here. Why waste the day on violence and sorrow when love paves a way, invites you to follow? Why waste the day on violence and sorrow when love paves a way, invites you to follow, to follow.
So, I'll start off with our intro. I guess we may as well just jump into it.
Ready?
La 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 la.
La 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 la.
Dun, 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 dun. You are white lady snapping on the 1 and the 3.
Hey, my dad's a fucking jazz
Clap,
musician. Don't
and
you?
clap and clap and clap, and I'm white. I'm white.
Okay.
That's why
right.
I clap. Okay.
All right. Stop it.
Ready?
Stop it.
Okay.
Don't.
Beautiful.
First of all, I am white. I'm about as white as it gets. Look at me.
Oh, that's right. Girl, so am I.
Number 2, that was Summer Lovin'. You clap on 1 and 3 in Summer Lovin'.
No.
Yes.
Not done.
Yes, it's Summer Loving. You don't swing Summer Loving.
It's not swing. It's just dump, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-da-da-da.
That's making it swing. You just made it hip by doing that. You don't make that song hip. That
There's
hip is
really
very
no.
uncool.
There's really no song in existence where it's appropriate to clap 1 and da dun da. I don't
Musicals,
know.
musical theater. I disagree. I think that it's appropriate in musical theater.
I'm gonna say it's appropriate never, and
In rock and
I
roll
guess,
musical theater, particularly in Greece, I think it is totally appropriate.
for white people.
You're white!
Yeah.
And Greece is all white people.
Yeah. I like how I'm saying yeah, like those last 2 points are debatable.
Greece is as white as the universe gets. It's the whitest of the white. It is such a white show.
Okay.
I was right to snap on 1 and 3. I would never snap on 2 and 4 for Summer Loving. It's wrong
You know
for
what?
the song.
I'm feling generous, and I feel like you need this, so I'm gonna let you have this. I will let you have this.
Why would you snap on 2 and 4 for Summer Loving? Why?
America is listening.
Do you think
and
that I
America
don't
is
know
making up
about
their
2 and
minds for
4?
themselves.
You think
America's
I don't know?
making up their minds for themselves right now.
You think I don't know about 2 and 4? Because I'm taking it offensive. That's why I'm offended.
They're all silently agreeing with me, but we're all.
Ben,
like,
I'm offended.
We're all in our minds. We're kind of like petting you right now, and like it's okay.
Don't you
it's
get
okay,
it?
Laura.
I was trying to embrace the hokey. I'm very annoyed.
I don't know if we should have a podcast anymore. Until we can figure out, you know what? What if we clap on the
That's
1.5?
It's over.
Hang on. We need to clap on the 1.5 and the 3.5. So, then everyone's happy.